Sneakerheads and basketball enthusiasts alike, this is the only lane, and we are back with a performance review of the Puma Scoot Zeros. And before we get into that, do me a favor, hit the like button or subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe if you like what you've seen before or you like what you've seen today. So I just want to start off with the fact that I had the performance review for these done for quite some time. I would say it's been, what have I tested since that? Actually, I just think about when I came back. Probably since like the beginning of February, end of January, these have been done, and I never filmed it. I completely forgot. So this is it, and we're gonna start with the traction. I hate to do it because of how I'm gonna kill the traction, but we'll start off with the traction. On the traction, you have a herringbone. It's regular herringbone in purple and blue. This is I think it was the peach colorway, or is the gone home, or something. I'll put my video that should have the name of it here, the unboxing of it. I think I did an unboxing. I might not have even done an unboxing for this. I don't think I did an unboxing for this, so this is just a performance video straight out. Here is my problem with this. The traction is terrible, and actually I want to go see if I did an unboxing. I don't think I did. I didn't do an unboxing, so I'll talk a little bit about the shoe along with the performance. The traction was god awful. It was really bad. It picked up dust a lot, and then it required a lot of wiping. It didn't stick, and I didn't even put in the full 24 hours in these because it was that bad. The first thing that I put in my notes was the traction was legendarily bad, but I think everyone had bad traction, and the AE ones are just that good. So when I went overseas for that little bit of time in January, I believe it was January, I had these and I had the AE ones, and I was testing them kind of back and forth a little bit. And then I also had the Sabrinas, which are over there. I don't think you guys can even see that. And this just performed the worst, like by far. And I figured, the course over there is really not that great. I'll bring them home. Bring them home, bad. Just everywhere that I brought them, the traction was just really bad. I was slipping and sliding. It was just hard to play basketball. I would compare the traction to the Kyrie, I believe it was 5s. Legendarily bad for me. For me, legendarily. So, unfortunately, it's legendarily bad. And that kind of messes up a review. I've talked about this. When I have bad traction, I can't really play in the sneaker. Like just like the good parts don't really matter when the traction is that bad. But we will move on up to cushioning. For cushioning, let me just double check here. Cushioning, you had a Pro Foam EVA, and when I talk about cushioning, I'm also going to talk about the feel of the shoe. It was, when you talk about the traction being, all right, the HUD's just not down. When you talk about the traction being all-time bad, the cushioning and the comfort of the shoe was just so good. Compared to like the traction, it's like, why won't the traction be good when this shoe feels so good? I just did an unboxing for a sneaker. It should be out right before this, and I'm performance testing them now. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you'll get it once the performance review comes out. It feels very similar to this, in like that every aspect of your foot just feels very soft. The cushioning is soft, the heel is soft, the tongue is soft, the material, even this material is like, look at this. These are not the nicest materials. This feels like some type of, I don't even know what this is, honestly. Like a very soft ripstop type of material. I don't know what you call this, but it was so soft. Like underneath these layers of what just looks like mesh and synthetic overlays and all types of combinations and stuff, underneath that is just the softest foam cushioning. Oh, it's amazing. And the traction blows it. It blows it. If you want to talk about lockdown in these, perfect. The laces are perfect. The tongue is perfect. It fits perfectly in your foot. And I'm not trying to say this is a perfect shoe. I'm not trying to say that at all. It's just compared to how bad the traction was, this stuff being so good, it really it really hurts the shoe. So we went over materials, we went over traction, we went over cushioning, we even went over feel. We'll talk about the fit. The fit on these as well was very good. I got an 11.5. It fit perfectly. It fit perfectly fine. I didn't have any issues with any crashing. Crashing is when your foot, like you stop and your foot will slide and hit the front. I don't have any issues with crashing. Actually, that's why I get 11.5s, because I wear normally 11s. If you look at like most of my ones up here, my Jordan 1s, they're all 11s because I'm not worried about crashing because I'm not stopping. But I always get an 11.5 for that little bit of space that will stop that crashing. I didn't have any crashing with these at all. What else do I have here? Retail for these is $100. So these are one of the cheapest shoes on the market. Cheapest. One last thing before we talk about the price point. The cushioning on this, like I said, was very good, but you do sit a little bit higher up than I kind of really like. I kind of like a lower ride compared to like the Sabrinas that are over there. I keep pointing to them because they're literally right there. Compared to the Sabrinas, you do ride a little bit higher on these. Not really sure why. Well, Sabrinas sit very low, so that could be why. But it's noticeable, especially if you're switching from shoe to shoe like I do, like a lot. You will notice it. But besides that, it's really not that bad. It's not going to be the end of the world. If you can get over the traction, if you go and see, hey, here's what I'm gonna say. Hold on, let's talk about the price and then I'll wrap it up. The price point on these is $100 retail. So for what you have here, you have a performance sneaker, a basketball performance sneaker, and it's a signature line. This is probably the cheapest one. I'm trying to think of one that would be like $90 or $80, and I can't think of one. So it's right there with the cheapest of the cheap. I think the Jaws, it doesn't have the tag on it. I think the Jaws were 100 or 110. So it's right there with one of the cheapest. And here's my wrap up. If it was just my traction, which does happen, because it does end up happening where some people have traction that's really good in their pair and you just have a messed up pair with traction, right? That happens sometimes. My advice is to always go and look at other reviews, right? At least look at 3. For me, I was looking at Kick Genius, I was looking at Wear Testers or Nightwing at the time, and there was I would usually make somebody else in, like Jock would do performance reviews sometime. I know Puma would do a performance review sometime. There was somebody else that I can't think of right now that was doing performance reviews. Oh, Nelly Chan. He had performance reviews. I would always do a couple and then be like, okay, this is a good sneaker, right? The Kick Genius. Hey, I'm not gonna go into that, but go and get a couple opinions and come to a conclusion on what you feel about these, because the price point would make it worth it if you can get that traction down. Then the comfort in the lockdown, hey, if these had good traction, this would be like an 7.5, 8. A 7.5, 8, because of how high they ride for me. Right now they're like a 4, 3.5. That traction is, man, that's really bad. It's really bad. But thank you guys for watching. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe if you like what you've seen before, or you like what you saw today. This is the only way, and I'm out of here. You guys have a good one.